all that stuff we just talked about earlier.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
All that good stuff we're talking about earlier, and just
know.
what Mario, what are you doing wearing my hat? Seriously, you got your own hat for starters. 2, it's not your style.
He's had that on for like 10 minutes, bro.
10 whole minutes, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, roughly.
This is hard. We're on the legitimate struggle right now, man.
He's
like on the
Mario's
real.
having a tough time, all right? Mario's having a tough time.
Oh, that's right. He just went through.
gotta,
He just went through World 8. Those lava levels, you know.
I know,
really just
99
they really just get.
to 15.
Dude, the red light is on.
Terrible.
The red light is on.
I know.
Again, guys,
that
are we
cool.
serious with this?
Joke's on him.
This can't keep happening.
You bring the donuts next time.
Whatever. Anyway, welcome back to Gamers Universe, you guys. As always, Troy Dilo is here with us. You know, me. I'm just referencing in the third person now because I feel like it. And now we got Joe.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah. And with us again, as always, Mario.
The angry Mario.
He's really angry because he just went through World 8. He had 99 lives going into World 8, and by the time he reached the final castle, he had 15. Those lava levels.
And he just missed Princess Peach.
He just missed it. And another castle. That would really bother me. All those toads just telling me, oh, she's in another castle. Oh, yeah, I'll give you another castle. You know,
Yeah,
that just really
that-
bug me, especially after World 4. After World 4, it's like, this is a running theme I'm running into here. Seriously?
Well, you know, Mario could just build a big hovercraft and just fly over to Bowser like Bowser has and destroy the castle.
Throw a GPS signal on her.
I mean, just wing it.
For real.
I mean,
Anyway, today's games, we're going to be reviewing J-Stars, and then we're going to be going back to Until Dawn, because when this game came out, it actually turned out to be bigger than I expected it to be, and just it blew me out of the water. And I feel like we should really review this game again and give it the justice it deserves.
yeah, it sounds pretty good. Sounds like
He likes the sound of that. I like the sound of that. Mario is still angry about it. But we're going to do this anyway. We review games into separate categories of graphics, storyline, gameplay, and replayability. And then we summarize that all up into a final score. And we do that for 2 different games, and that's pretty much how we do things here. Let's get started with J-Stars. Okay, so graphics for J-Stars. Well, it's next gen, as always.
Yeah, next gen is pretty much what we're starting with now.
Yeah, we're pretty much kicking it off with next gen stuff, you guys. You know, at this point, we keep saying the same stuff about graphics over and over again. You know, just
How else are we gonna explain it?
how else can we explain this to you
There's
guys?
no words. There's no words.
There's no words. How can we explain this to you guys? Other than it looks good or it looks bad.
One or the
That's
other.
literally all we can say about it. The graphics look good or bad. And in this case, in-game graphics look really good. It's a matter of opinion.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Well, you get a problem?
Keep sidetracking me of my opinions, man.
Oh, What do you do to me?
Baby. I will reach across this table right now. I swear, man.
I'm sure you will.
Anyway, look at the game. Pretty solid. And that's why I gave it about a 9. Solid 9. Because it looks good.
It is an anime graphics game, manga anime, whatever. I'm not a big fan.
Shh. You're going to piss off our anime manga fans.
Well, you know, I'm sorry. My opinion.
Shut up.
Why are you always trying to sideline my opinions, huh?
Because you're going to piss them
Huh?
off.
What's this? What's this?
He's just joking. You're going to piss them off, bro.
Yeah, okay.
For real.
Anyway, I gave it an 8. Like I said, I'm not a big fan. It does look good though. It does look good. They
It looks
definitely
great.
they up the textures of the manga / anime. So
Dude,
it's
manga is when you read books.
Whatever it is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I don't share your exact interests.
You're gonna piss off our anime manga
Disagreements.
fans so bad right now.
Disagreements, people. It's what makes the world go round. Anyway,
You know
I gave
what?
it an 8.
Agree to disagree. Let's move on to storyline.
Yep.
Now the storyline here is it's complicated, but I'm gonna try to sum it up as best I can. So pretty much, there's 4 different characters to choose from, each with their own different perspective of the story. There's Luffy from One Piece. There's Naruto from Naruto. There's this one guy who I have trouble pronouncing his name. I believe it's Toriko, but he's from an anime who I haven't watched yet. And then there's Ichigo from Bleach, and there's 4 captains to 4 different teams. You pick one, and then it tells you how to play, and then you go to this place where it's like, okay, you got to find 3 emblems to enter this tournament to win. And when you win, you get the grand prize, which is I grant you a wish. And the person who tells you this is a mysterious voice who is apparently the god of the world, sort of. That's exactly what he says. He says, I'm sort of the god of this world. How are you sort of a god of something? How does that make sense? How are you sort of a god of something? That's just weird. Anyway, you collect these 3 emblems, and if you do the side missions, there is side missions, and if you do them, it takes forever, and you think that's the whole game. But no, all of that you realize is to just enter this tournament that's mentioned throughout the whole story. Okay, all right. Just to do 3 matches, and then, oh, you win the tournament. Okay, all right.
Easy.
And you think that's the end. No, that's not the end. You win the tournament, and then it's all like, oh, you win the tournament, here's the grand prize, take your certificate. Oh, cool, I get my wish now. Wait. What's this fine print say? Good enough for 1 wish. After you save the world from destruction. Okay. You didn't think you could have told me this ahead of time, mysterious voice? So now you got to go find 3 keys to open up the portal to the darkness world, whatever. And then you got to fight 3 more battles, and then that's it. The last battle isn't even all that climactic. It's just the same fights you've been doing over and over again. So at this point, during the last fight, you're just, oh, okay. And then after that, it's like, okay, you all did so good. I don't even care who won the tournament. You all get a wish, every single one of you. So what do you all wish for? And every single character is just, nah, I'm good. I don't want this wish. I don't need you to grant me my wildest dreams with your wish granting powers, because I want the hard work and dedication to do it myself.
So that whole game's a waste of time.
It's the whole thing is a waste of time.
My point exactly.
You're gonna piss off our fans. And then after all that, it's just, oh, let's just yuck it up by having a giant feast. And that's the whole story.
So all they wish for is a bunch of food.
Well, no. The mysterious voice wishes for the feast.
So he makes the wish for you?
Well,
What kind of a game is this?
The one wish is just hold another tournament so we can all just meet up again like this. Even if there's no prize, the prize is just meeting each other again and seeing how strong we've become.
Pointless
Okay.
game.
All right.
Pointless.
Okay. Now, even with that entire story, I still thought it was pretty good, especially when you play each individual storyline and see the different person's perspective through it. So, I gave it an 8. Solid. I liked it. You should like it too.
I didn't like it. Hence the reason I gave it a 7.
You sicken me, sir.
The characters, anime names and stuff, I can't pronounce them.
Like
They're
Ichigo.
hard to remember.
You could pronounce Lucky
The
Man.
gameplay.
Say Lucky Man.
The story. What?
Say Lucky Man.
The story.
Say Lucky Man.
The story was pointless, but it was kind of cool, I guess.
Lucky Man is one of the
I
characters,
mean,
and he doesn't want to say it.
the fighting in the story was cool. The basic idea of how it worked was
The fighting
was-
is the basic.
It was a basic
meet
idea,
and greet of the game.
but it was
here.
okay. So my
Say
opinion
Lucky
is
Man.
it's okay. Still bad, but okay.
Say Lucky Man. I'm not leaving this alone until you say Lucky Man.
Come on.
Gameplay. Now, the gameplay all lies in the fighting. It's a fighting game. And the roster of characters is some of them, like me, I mean, I watch anime. I don't read manga, but I watch a lot of anime. So I know most of the characters. Some of them I don't know, but that's okay. The roster is pretty huge with characters and then support characters. Support characters are characters who are, as the name proclaims, support. You don't fight as them, but they are support characters. And all the characters are memorable. You know, some of them will do references to their shows, and that's really cool. Some of them will interact with each other even when they're not from the same show. And sometimes they will do it when they're from the same show. It's really cool, that alone. So I gave the gameplay a solid 10. For me, it's a solid 10. Even when I'm playing by myself or with a friend, it's a good game. It's a good fighting game. Even if you're not into anime or manga or any of that, it's still a decent fighting experience. If you're into the fighting genre, I still recommend you pick this up. I still do. Go for it.
It reminded me a lot of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, gee, I wonder why. Maybe because Dragon Ball Z is actually in there.
Guess who doesn't watch anime? This guy.
Yeah, well,
So
I don't care. Just don't piss off our anime manga fans. That's all I care about. Just don't piss them off.
anyway, I gave the gameplay a 6.
You sicken me.
It was cool. I like that arena style, like Dragon Ball Z, where you can, it's not just, I guess you could say 2D, but 3D. So, it's not just one straight platform. You can move around and all that style
Move behind buildings.
of fighting. Yes, I think if
Destructible environments, by the way. Really cool. My favorite.
I think if they did a game that was a little better and had that in it, I think it would be cool.
Anime and manga fans, bro. Stop. You're going to piss them off so much.
Anyway, I gave it a 6.
Okay. Replayability. Now, there's no maps to unlock. Once you unlock all the characters and all the support characters, that's really it. That's really it. There's nothing other than that. It's the same maps. The music's pretty much useless because you can't even hear it half the time. So, it gets a little stale and repetitive. So after you pretty much beat the storyline, all 4 campaign missions all 4 campaign storyline stuff. There's pretty much free battle. There's a victory road style thing in an arcade mode that you can do. But other than that, there's free battle, and unless you have a friend playing with you, you're not really going to be playing all that often. So when that stuff normally happens for games, I gave it a 7. Yeah, 7. Because it's one of those games where like yes, there's the victory road, and yes, there's the arcade mode, but it's pretty much you might as well just be playing free battle mode. You might as well just be doing that the whole time.
You might as well just be playing Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter.
Not that those games are better, because we don't want to piss off the fans. Anyway. So unless you're playing with a friend, it's just going to get really stale and repetitive quickly. So in that situation, I give it a 7. Anytime you're ready.
Just wait.
Anytime you're ready.
Just wait.
Anytime you're ready.
I gave replayability a 6. It's really tedious, I guess, once you get to the repetitive scale, because it's just like playing Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter.
No, it's not.
Or
It's
Dragon Ball Z. There's nothing really new to it. You fight and you fight and you fight and you fight and you fight, and then it's
You
like,
can't
what
compare
do
the
you
two.
do?
They're on 2 different wavelengths.
You kind of can.
No, you can't.
No, just stop.
Final score. Final score. My final score is an 8. I said this before and I'll say it again. It's a decent, solid fighting game. Okay? So even if you're not a fan of anime or manga, if you're a fan in just alone, if you're a fan alone of the fighting genre, I still recommend you pick this one up because it's a really good fighting game. Go for it.
I gave the final score a 7. I've given many things a 7 for a final score, but I'd say don't pick this game up. Have some fun playing something else.
Ha 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 ha. I'm gonna kill you so
That's my advice to you.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I'm gonna kill you so bad.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna kill you so bad.
No, you're not.
Until Dawn. Now, we're reviewing this again because I really feel like when this game finally came out, when I picked it up, it was more in depth than I thought it was going to be, and it blew me out of the water. And I feel like we really need to talk more about this. Mm-hmm. So let's get started. Graphics. They have facial recognition. So when the actors like act out like the person's like facial reaction and all that stuff, you can see it, and it's really in depth, especially when like it's on next gen graphics.
Yeah.
It
We
10.
get that.
All I can say is 10. It blew me out of the water. 10.
I gave it a 10. There are a lot of games, not really a lot actually. There are a few games that have done that facial recognition. One is L.A. Noire.
L.A. Noire, that
L.A.
was a
Noire.
good one.
Good game. I think there could have been more action to it, but
Yeah, no.
whatever
Really.
floats your boat. Anyway, what is it? Beyond Two Souls had
Beyond
it.
Two Souls had that one too.
GTA 5 did have it, but they didn't focus so
They didn't
strongly
focus
on
on face. It was more body,
it. Yeah, that was the other
not
thing.
so much face. But
Animations and stuff. It was a big game. They can't just focus on the face. Even though it would have been, they could have made it a little better.
whatever.
But whatever. Game is going to be a game.
Yep. Storyline. You want
Yeah, so I give it a 10.
Yeah, he gave it a 10. Storyline. The storyline is so after a tragedy that happened, which involves the disappearance of 2 twin sisters. Spoiler alert, they're actually dead.
Don't spoil everything now. Reminder.
I'm not spoiling it. I'm just summarizing it. I'm just saying, spoiler alert, the sister's actually dead. Their brother, Josh, brings everybody back to the same place, which is a cabin up in the mountains, for just a party and just like, it's a tradition that like they've been having like once a year. And he wants it to keep going even after the tragedy. And then something crazy happens, and there's like ghosts and psychomaniac guys and this surprise twist that I'm not gonna spoil. See, I'm not spoiling everything.
Better not.
But when you gotta play the story yourself and to really get this level of depth that this story has. Because what I said for the story isn't even half of what goes on in the game. And I really, really like that in a game where like even like trailers and gameplay footage doesn't even like give away half of what goes on in the game. And I love that thoroughly. I really do. So the storyline for me is a 10. I was hooked onto that story the whole time.
The storyline, in my opinion,
Oh boy.
it was cool. Like the way they had the butterfly effect, because it was an extreme butterfly effect. It wasn't,
It wasn't
do
like, oh,
this and
something
it changes
happens
this.
and then it changes
No. Each and every decision that you make can lead to something.
Something.
Everything. It'll
Like
lead to something different.
Life or death decision making, people,
Yeah, literally.
on the real.
I guess there is a way that you can save all the characters and have none of them die.
All the characters can be
is like-
saved. All of them can be killed. It's
Yeah,
that level of depth.
Depth. Yeah, it's
Really
it's a game that no other game has that sort of butterfly effect, and that sort of
in-game engine.
the style of game.
Yeah,
the style
that
of the game.
style,
The
it's-
story. It's a lot like playing a movie, a crazy movie.
That's really best how you can sum it up. It's really like playing a movie.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Move on.
Gameplay. Now, to best summarize up this gameplay, I think you said it best.
Yeah,
once.
it's a mix between Heavy Rain
Heavy Rain
and LA Noir.
LA Noir. LA
There's-
Noir because the clue finding.
Yeah, a lot of like almost detective work. Like, you know what I mean? Like you pick something up at the crime scene, you could move it all around. With the motion controller, that's what you could do, and you could flip it over and take a look. So it was a lot like LA Noir in the
A lot like
detecting,
LA Noir because you were finding
detective
clues.
aspect.
And a lot like Heavy Rain because the motion controls and the quick time events.
Yeah, a lot of the movements and everything. It wasn't, just drive here, there, and everywhere. It was, you know what I mean? You have to do this, and you could walk around.
You have to
but only
push a
certain
button
amount.
to grab a ledge.
Exactly,
Catch something. You have to hold the controller still so you just don't move. That's what they're called. They're called don't move sections, where there's like a outer rim perimeter, and then like your light from the PlayStation 4 controller. By the way, PlayStation 4 exclusive.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I don't know about
PlayStation 4
J-Stars. Is J-Stars in it?
J-Star, nah, man, J-Star is available. For
I don't
everything.
think I've seen it for Xbox, but hey.
Outer rim. It's a very tight, like outer rim thing, and you have to keep your controller still and not move a muscle. It's just you have to sit there, and it's just like, oh my goodness, I do not want to die. I still have stuff coming in from Amazon, and I cannot die now. Oh my goodness, and that's what it's like. That's what it's like.
So what'd you score?
Gameplay is a 10. Is another 10 out of me, because wow.
Let me think. I gave it an 8. I suppose because I'm not used to that style of gameplay and I don't have a PlayStation 4, which is, a little aggravating. Game companies, by the way, try to make everything for all 3 systems, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Come on now.
I want
Come
my
on now.
Gears of War on PlayStation.
I want my Uncharted on Xbox. Come on now. I can't afford both.
Guys,
Duh.
please.
But yeah, back to the gameplay. It's a very solid gameplay.
It's solid.
That's one thing that I
Very
did
good.
like. It's not very glitchy. You know what I mean? You have to use the controller to light certain areas. Like the motion is a big factor in that game.
You can turn it off if you want, but I played it with it on because it just
Yeah.
adds you in the game more.
When I saw that, I suggest you use the motion controls.
highly
that was
suggest motion
like it was something totally new, totally
Really
new.
cool.
You have a flashlight, anything. You look around with the controller, it moves it.
It's very good.
Hands down, that is awesome.
That's so good.
Awesome. The motion controls, that's literally all you use. The quick time
Unless you
events are
turn it
big,
off.
but yeah, unless you turn it off.
But why would you want to turn it off?
So I gave it an 8.
Replayability. Now, the replayability here is actually recommended. It's highly recommended,
yeah.
especially with the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Because you might choose one option, and then it's like, oh, I wonder what would have happened if I picked the other option. You can replay, you don't even have to replay the whole game. You can just go back to that specific chapter and just replay up to that part and see what happened. Especially if you didn't collect all the collectibles, and if you're a completionist and you really want to. I'm not a completionist, but I highly recommend you go back and collect all the totems at least get all the totems, because the totems are like the most important collectibles in the game, because they show specific events, and there's
That could happen or
that
have
could
happened.
happen. There's specific totems for specific events. There's black totems for death. There's red for loss. Red is danger. Brown is loss. Yellow for guidance, and white for good fortune. So the totems are the most important collectibles you need to get, because they will show events of the future that may or may not happen, and you have to like decipher them. So I highly recommend, at least search for the totems. At least search for the totems if you're going to pick this one up, which I highly recommend you do. So replayability, a solid 10. The butterfly effect with the totems, it's recommended in this game. And I'm more than happy to do it. And you will be too.
My suggestion for everybody out there,
Oh boy.
nothing against people who look up gameplay, or not really gameplay, but like walkthroughs before they want to get the game.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest you look up gameplay, you figure out what it's like. However, I suggest you don't look up guides and stuff on how to do stuff.
Yeah.
Play through it first and then go back and use guides if you want to find the collectibles, or you can be that person that just wants to search for them.
Yeah.
It's up to you. I mean, I suggest don't use a guide. Do not use a guide.
Don't do it.
Play it through. I think it would be.
Just play through it.
I think that'd be
Your
awesome.
first playthrough, just play through it honestly. Just play through it honestly.
Yeah, the way you'd want to.
The way you would do it, the way you want to do it. And that's the best experience you can get from this game.
All right, so I got a 9.
All right.
Good, solid 9.
Time for the final score. And I think you can pretty much guess what my final score is. There have been 10s across the boards, so this game is a 10. Now, 10 out of 10 does not mean it's a perfect game. No such thing as a perfect game here. This game does have a few minor things here and there. One aggravating things. Like one thing I noticed is there's like this, I don't know if it's a glitch or what, but there's one scene where Mike is like hiding, and then his neck does this thing where it just spazzes out.
Yeah, it's probably a glitch.
It just like moves like this, and you're just like, the heck was that? Why does it?
Next gen games are doing that.
Yeah,
They're
it's
really
weird.
glitchy and
It's weird. Like there's, but it's not anything major. Like it's just small things like that. So it's not a perfect game. There's a few things here and there. It just means this game is super, super, super amazingly good, and you can get past all its flaws. So 10 out of 10.
I didn't get all 10s across the board. I have my own opinion. However, I did get a 9. Overall, after going back over it again and seeing it in firsthand and stuff, I do want to pick this game up if at all possible, but I don't have a PlayStation, so it kind of makes me sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, great game. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
It's kind of like for the Wii U. Like everybody bought a Wii U when Smash Brothers came out. Everybody did it. I know.
Yeah.
Everybody did. This could be the one game that makes you buy a PlayStation 4.
Well,
This could be that game.
I think there are multiple. Uncharted 4 is definitely one of them. Like
Uncharted 4.
just
But that is another game
Uncharted
for another
Oh,
time.
man.
Because we are out of time here today. Thank you all so much for joining us. I'm Troy D'Alo. This is my good buddy Joe. This has been Mario, who's been silent the whole time. He's still real salty about it. But hey, what are you gonna do? We're signing out. We'll see you all next time.
remember our YouTube page.
Oh yeah, YouTube page, all that stuff.
I might start
Facebook
live
channel.
streaming. Yes, all that good stuff.
Live
I will
streams,
put it in
all that good stuff.
descriptions of videos. You know.
And we love you. We especially love our manga and anime
goodbye.
fans. And we don't want to piss them off.
Maybe I do.
No, we don't.
Yes.
No, we don't.
Yes.
No, we don't.
We-
No.
I do.
We don't.
I
No,
do.
Shut up.
I do.
Shut up.
I
Shut up.
do.
Don't listen
I
to him.
do.
He's
Yeah.
stupid. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
This
Shut up.
guy,
Shut up.
I don't
Shut
like
up.
anime.
Shut up. Nobody
I don't
knows.
like
Nobody cares
anime.
about you.
I don't
Nobody
like
cares about
anime.
you.
Nope, I
Shut
don't
up.
like it.
Shut
I
up.
don't
Your
like
hat
it.
is stupid.
I don't
No,
like it. I
we
don't
don't
like
care
it.
about
I don't
him.
like
We
it.
don't
I
want to
don't
do
like
it.
it.
Nope. We just don't want to do it.